Hey friends, Lisa McDonald here with my mentor. This is Diana Page. We are at the headquarters here in Canada for Forever. We have been talking about getting together for quite some time. Diana, originally formerly from Canada, is now called UK home and has come down to do this joint webinar with me and to do some training with me. And it's been such a beautiful synergistic relationship for so many different reasons across the board. And I did do a live stream probably about 2 or 3 weeks ago, which Diana had an opportunity to see and play back. And people know, and I'm going to make this very succinct and very short because there's a lot of things we actually want to delve in and we want to give you as much value and do it as time effectively as possible. But I did do a live stream a couple of weeks ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago, and I was talking about Diana and Forever being a radio sponsor for me, of course, global platforms with my 2 radio shows every Friday. And as a result of meeting each other initially over on LinkedIn and seeing that there was some mutual skill sets there that could complement one another, and reaching out to each other as empowered women and really wanting to put me in the know about this particular product line, which I can say after 2 months of incorporating into my daily regimen, not just with myself, but with my children, because I don't say yes to anything unless I get the thumbs up, 2 thumbs up from my 2 children as to whether this is something we're going to incorporate and change up in our family. I'm all about mind, body, spirit. And people know that as much as I get inundated to quite often and quite consistently endorse things all the time, because I do, again, have the global platforms, I do have a very generous social media footprint and following. And for that, I'm very grateful to all of you for endorsing and supporting and believing everything in my journey. Can be doing what I do in a vacuum without you. So again, your support is much appreciated. So I did say in that live stream that in the course of what you would now know to do, or what you would now know as part of my mission and what I'm on a mission and a quest to do, that again, I get asked to do things and endorse things all the time. And there's only been a couple of things now that I can say wholeheartedly that I get behind. And for those of you who have followed me at the inception of my journey, you would know that that was originally the passion test. Not going to focus on that because that's not what the premise of this video is about. But the point being is now I can say, as somebody who has incorporated this into my daily regimen in my household, I've done a lot of switching up with what's in my cupboards, the product lines that we use on a daily basis. Call it vitamins, call it shampoo, call it sanitizer, call it all bunch of things. It's aloe vera at 96%, which you don't get in the general stores. Generally speaking, it's about 5 or 10%. And so as a consumer, I'm very careful about where I put my dollars. I'm very careful about what I introduce to my children as a parent, because my #1 priority, of course, is a parent and their health and well-being. So until I do my research and I do my homework and I try things out myself, only then do I as a parent feel comfortable introducing it to my children, which I have. And I couldn't be more grateful to Diana for introducing me to aloe vera products, 96% effective and full and rich. And Diana's going to do more of the presentation to give you the information, because again, we don't know what we don't know. But I just want to let you know I'm very discerning. This was my point in the live stream. I'm very discerning about what it is that I attach my name to. I have to be very protective of my brand. If people see that I say yes to everything, then there's no credibility or legitimacy to what is it that Lisa truly does get behind. Is she just doing it to plug someone else and to build up her own name and her own platform? No, I'm very, very selective and have to be protective of my brand. However, I don't believe in hoarding information about things that are beneficial for the collective and for the masses, which I talk about every week on radio when I go live, whether it be people's books, whether it be whatever the case that it is that we're talking about and is being showcased. This is my opportunity in conjunction here with my mentor, who I'm very, very grateful to, grateful for believing in me, grateful for, again, sponsoring my program, but more so bringing this into my life and to my family's life, because the energy, the change and the shift of what's happening for me. People know that I am predisposed and I am wired to be go, go, go. But this is exponentially so. And I really, in terms of the timeline, people know this about me too. I don't believe in coincidences. I'm very much able to connect the dots and look at the time frame in which certain things happen in my life and then the results, because the proof is always in the results. And so the only thing that has changed in my life outside of my daily grind and my hustle and the exponential energy that I continue to feel and things going vertical in my career is the introduction of the Forever line. And so we know as people, as parents, as entrepreneurs, regardless of whether you're entrepreneurs and you're just busy, life is busy, we're always having to juggle a multitude of responsibilities and roles at the same time. So why do it in a way that you're feeling like you're lagging, you're dragging, that it takes a lot of energy just to go through the motions of what in fact you do need to get done to fulfill and meet those obligations, particularly as a parent. We can't afford to let people down. We can't afford to drop the ball. And so the main thing that I've noticed personally, and I've talked about this again in my live stream, and I've talked about this in our own meetings, Diana, is the energy. I am always looking for things that are going to enhance my energy, whether it's meditation, whether it's going to bed earlier, those types of things. But in terms of really believing in using something that is going to help me accelerate that I know is going to have multiple benefits for overall health, and to know that I don't have to gravitate towards things like other products and energy drinks, which can offset heart palpitations and can make you jittery and all. I just can't afford to do that for what I do for a living or as a parent. So to know that there's a very natural and a very holistic and the mission statement and everything about this company, 40 years of uninterrupted business and growth, it's been fantastic, everything that I have done in my research about this particular company. And Diana's here to talk more about that specifically. But I just want to say, again, I'm so grateful not only to have this in my life and in my family's life and in my cupboards, but I just want to say thank you to you for believing in me, for reaching out to me, for taking a risk on me, and just for everything that you've done to further enrich my empowerment as a woman who just wants to take things to the next level with everything that I truly do believe in. And again, this is the second thing that I'm advocating for publicly, that I'm endorsing, because I personally reaping the benefits every single day. And you see my momentum, you see my updates, you see the trajectory of what's happening in my career. And as a single parent, you can't do those things unless you feel genuinely and authentically the energy that's going to catapult you on the trajectory of getting all of that accomplished. So I really have nothing else that I can truly attribute that to other than the product line. And I'm being completely 100% wholeheartedly serious about that. So I'm going to turn this now over to Diana, and Diana's going to give you some more information about what this is all about. Okay, thanks so much.
Thanks, Lisa. Okay. And it's not, you're very welcome. You don't have to thank me, because I feel exactly the way you do. The universe, I believe, brings the right people together. Absolutely. And when we first spoke, it was as if we had known each other a long time. We share the same values. Mm-hmm. There's similarities in our purpose and in our mission. So I'm very excited to be partnering with you.
Well, thank you. Me too.
And I see this as a partnership. So
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
I thought I'd share a little bit about my background, because it's the first time I get to meet all of you. I want to say a massive thank you to Lisa for inviting me to come and be her guest with her following. So I thought it might be helpful for you if I just share a little bit about who I am, how I fit in the big picture, and then I'll share with you the Forever story and the Forever products and why Lisa has got so excited and why we're both excited to be partnering together and to be sharing this with all of you. As Lisa said, it's our duty to really share with people to help better other people's lives. So a little bit about me. And just actually, before I go into that, I should have done this at the beginning. You will all have on your panel, whether you have logged in via a smartphone, a tablet, computer, or a laptop, you will have somewhere on your screen a control panel that allows you to ask questions. There's a question box, so feel free at any time to pop your questions in the question box. I will do my best to either answer them specifically, or if I know I'm going to cover that information, please be patient, because you'll still get the questions answered. And if I don't have time to get all the questions answered specifically, we will circle back with you at the end. So please do find your question box now while I'm doing my introduction, so you can participate and ask any questions as we go through. So a little bit about myself. As Lisa said, I'm Canadian born. I grew up around, oh no, it doesn't matter because you're all over the world. Anyway, I'm Canadian born. I grew up in Toronto and had a very traditional business background. When I left school, I would say I am probably actually like most people. That when I left school, I didn't have a planned career. I did all sorts of things, mainly retail, customer service, and eventually fell into a junior marketing role. And from that, went on to develop a very traditional business career, which I found very exciting to begin with, because I thought that was going to be my ticket to freedom. I thought that's how I was going to achieve peace of mind and work-life balance. It was with that career that I then moved to the UK over 20 years ago now, so it is a while. And I had gone for 1 year. Then in my first year, I met my husband, we got married, had children, and we're settled. I'm just so grateful that I have 2 homes now, one here in Toronto and, of course, in the UK. And my crossroads came when I started a family, and I've got 2 boys who are teenagers. And from the outside looking in, it looked like I had a great career. I had a really good income. I was climbing the corporate ladder, but the truth was I was desperately unhappy. And I knew it was time for a change, that I was ready to, I just really wanted to focus on something that was going to allow me to flourish, to become the best version of me, and not have to lose sleep over shareholder value or just always being present in a job, whether you were happy or not. And that was a big decision time. And like most people, or like everybody who gets started with Forever, you get to a point in life where you say, there's got to be more. That's it. And I know Lisa and I have talked about this. There just has to be more than just clocking in and clocking out and living from paycheck to paycheck. And so I decided it was time for a change. A friend of mine introduced me to Forever Living 16.5 years ago. What attracted me to the company was the culture and the quality of product. And the culture is all about people. And I'll show you some of what I mean in the next few minutes. But it's a company that focuses on people and family first and profit second. And that's unheard of in today's business world. You know, businesses are all about the bottom line, shareholder value. And so I was really curious about, could they really build this global empire by putting people first? And the other thing that really grabbed me was their commitment to the products. And I know both Lisa and I are very excited to share them with you in a little bit more detail. But in the 16.5 years that I've been working with Forever, I'm unrecognizable in myself as an individual because of the personal development I've had. I think that's one of the things that connected me with Lisa's. I know Lisa's all about mind, body, and spirit, and really becoming the best version of you and having that peace of mind. That's for more than anything. If you strip away all the success and all the income and all the lifestyle, what Forever has actually given me is my self-esteem, an environment where I've been able to be coached and mentored, to be comfortable with who I am, work to my strengths, and in turn, help many thousands of people to do the same. So in terms of my personal development, and the second thing, my family's lifestyle is unrecognizable. We are completely debt-free. And I don't say that to impress you or to boast, but really to impress upon you that actually, if you want something to change, you probably need to change what you're doing. And I was prepared to make that change, and the results have come in spades. I'll share you a bit more, share with you a bit more as we unfold. So let me take you through a bit about the Forever story. And we always like to start with you in mind. You've heard me say a few times already, this business is all about people, and it's about helping people achieve their peace of mind, however you describe it. And, you know, take a moment to have a look at the screen now. Maybe there are 1 or 2 or 3 things that are most important to you now going forward. I want to ask you to think about them and maybe in a bit more detail. Some of you may be thinking it's lifestyle. Well, let me ask you to think a bit deeper about that. What does lifestyle mean to you? Is it being debt free? Is it having a new car? Is it being able to just have more have more money at the end of each month? It could be you want to help elderly parents. It could be giving your children a better start in life. I don't know. Maybe it's travel. Some people have a real passion to travel the world. It was one of my passions. You know, I grew up in a very traditional working class family. Didn't think anybody like me. I'm very ordinary. I'm as ordinary as the next person. And I didn't think that I would ever have the funds or the time to be able to travel the world. So maybe you have a passion for travel. Maybe like Lisa, you're very much into, health and personal development, or maybe you're at a later stage in life and concerned about your pension. I don't know. People get started with Forever for lots and lots of different reasons. And we take time up front to get really clear about what matters most to you. So as we go through the next few minutes, I would encourage you to just hold top of mind about what matters most to you in the next few years, what your priorities are. And with Forever, I'm going to show you how we can help you to achieve that, with Forever being the vehicle. So let me start with the Forever story. Who are they? Forever have been in business now 40 years. In fact, next week they're celebrating their 40th anniversary. They're trading in over 150 countries, so they have a really strong global presence, $2.5 billion sales around the world, and continually growing. For those people who are business oriented, this bit's for you. They're cash rich, debt free. That means they don't have any loans. And you know that most businesses run out of business because they run out of cash. Well, Forever don't take any loans because people are always at the forefront of every decision they make. And they reinvest some of its profits into prime real estate. Now, they're not assets for the sake of money-making assets. I'm going to tell you, I'll share with you a couple of examples to really help build the picture of the ethos of this company and why they're so unique and why their culture is one of their, I call, magic bullets to their continued success. So a couple of examples of their assets. Number one, in Hungary about 10 years ago, they bought an old castle. They restored it and it now operates as a museum. So they've restored the local history as well as it operates as a museum, so providing ongoing jobs in that local community. Another example is in South Africa. They have a number of wildlife preservation centers, so preserving the wildlife, and alongside that, they run an educational program which places people into jobs at the end of it. So you start to get the sense that the assets that they have or the investments that they make are all investments where they're making a contribution in that community. It is a legacy style business, and everything they do is about making a positive, long-lasting contribution in everything that they do. If we look at Forever around the world, they are part of what's called the Direct Selling Association, the DSA. It's like an industry governing body, and they have won many awards and recognitions, not just in North America from the DSA, but right around the world. And I share that with you because to have that kind of standing means that they are a company that other organizations look up to and model themselves against. Why? Because they do things right all the time. If we look at the three drivers of growth, they are the outstanding product range, the growth in the health and wellness industry, and the business model. And I'll take you through a little bit. It'll take about 2 or 3 minutes to go through each of those in a little bit of detail. But before that, I want to jump back. Here. This is the founder, Rex Maughan. And Rex Maughan had a vision 40 odd years ago. He's a parent. He had 3 young children. He had a very busy full-time career. And he sat back and thought, there's got to be a better way. Why is it people are having to choose between either time or income? Why can't there be a way to have both? And his vision was to develop a model to allow ordinary people like myself to go on to have that extraordinary life. And his vision 40 years on has been more than realized. And what I'm going to show you now is how that vehicle, how that business model works, how it can work for you and help you to achieve those 2 or 3 priorities that you identified for yourself when we first started. So let's have a look at what they actually do. This is where Lisa gets a bit excited. Forever grow over 65% of the world's cultivated aloe vera. Now, I know that most of you listening, wherever you are around the world, I know that you know aloe vera is pretty popular. It's been around for thousands of years. Most people have used it, and you can probably buy aloe vera in every store you walk into, in every town and every city. And I know that you know that. So you're probably thinking, so Diana, what is the big deal about this company's aloe vera? Why is Lisa so excited? Why am I so excited? And why is this company still growing? And why is Lisa so passionate about wanting to share it with all of you? Because Forever Grow over 65% of the world's cultivated aloe, they can afford to produce the best quality products. They are the best aloe-based products in the world. And I know that's a really big statement, but here's why. Number one, they have been growing their aloe naturally since day one. And if you think back 40 years, I'm pretty certain there were very few, if any, farmers who were thinking about growing anything naturally, and yet Forever had the foresight to start right from the beginning and grow it naturally. An aloe vera leaf, as you know, is like a cactus plant. And if you slice open a cactus leaf, there's that liquid, that inner leaf gel. That's where all the healing properties are, is on the inside of the leaf. So Forever only use the inside of the leaf in all of their products. And they will only hand cut individual leaves off the plant that are 4 years old, because that's when the nutritional content on the inside of the leaf is at its highest. And now a leaf is like a banana. Once you peel it, it goes off very quickly. So they have a patent process for stabilizing those live active ingredients. You know, you just cannot get this quality of aloe anywhere else. So when we start to look at the products, when customers use our products, like Lisa, like myself, they feel and see the difference. And, you know, because aloe is such a strong healer, it's very versatile. So you can use it in lots of different ways on top of the body, so on our skin as well as internally. But I want to just talk about the marketplace for a minute. People are living longer. They are more self-aware and self-educated about what to put on and in their bodies. There are more gyms than ever before. You know, there's information everywhere you turn about how to take a proactive approach in looking after yourself. So it's preventative, it's extending longevity and living your life in the healthiest way possible. So the marketplace that Forever trade in, if you look at all the marketplaces on the screen here together, it's forecasted to be the next $1 trillion industry. I don't even know how many zeros that is, but it's huge. And it's going to be bigger than the technology industry, just to give you a bit of perspective. And I share that with you because I want you to have confidence knowing that if you put your time with this company, you are going to share in the growth and profits to come for a very long time. And that's all going to come through helping other people, which I'll show you in just a second. So Forever have products in some core marketplaces. Their number one is their nutritional health drinks, the one that Lisa gets so excited about. She'll come back in the camera in just a second and tell you what her experience has been. But this is their flagship product. It's their aloe vera drink. It's over 96% raw aloe vera from the inside of the aloe vera leaf. The products you may buy in the stores will have 2 or 3%. You might find one that has even 5 or 10%. But it's nowhere close to this at 96%. It's kind of like comparing freshly squeezed orange juice or Tropicana orange juice to orange Kool-Aid. There's no comparison. They are just two different products. So when customers use our products, they feel and see the difference. So why do people drink aloe vera? Aloe vera has been known as a natural healer for absolute thousands and thousands of years. So when you drink aloe, it promotes a healthy gut. It promotes and boosts a healthy immune system. It promotes and boosts healthy joint mobility. And of course, it promotes healthy skin. And skin is our biggest organ. You only need to drink between 60 and 120 mils every day, but it is packed full of nutrition. Aloe has over 75 natural vitamins, minerals, enzymes, amino acids, really everything your body needs and working in harmony with each other. So if you think about healthy gut, healthy immune system, healthy skin, healthy joint mobility, do you know what? It's good for absolutely everybody. Lisa, do you want to just pop in? Tell them what your experience has been in drinking this aloe.
Absolutely. Well, again, I'm not one who very often gets sick. And last year I did have a couple of colds that seemed to linger. There seemed to be a lot more going on in the children's school and things of that nature. And that unfortunately never seems to go away. And so they bring that stuff home to me. And, I don't always get the sleep that I need because I am a serial entrepreneur and I am a mother. And there is really nobody to delegate what I need to get done to. So somebody who is very much about vigilance and somebody who is very much about due diligence, I'm always burning the candle at both ends. And so I'm also very aware of the fact that if I'm going to be present for my children and to be healthy and have longevity for myself and be in a position to function and thrive as a parent, I need to get better at taking care of myself. And I did kind of fall off the rails a little bit with that before. And normally, because I am somebody who subscribes to mindset, and I really do believe in mind over matter, fortunately for myself having that mindset, I was able to keep things at bay. But again, I'm human and things do crop up and I'm not in control of everything. And we understand that to be true. So when Diana came into my life and she introduced these products and I said that I was not going to endorse anything until I went through a trial period. I'm not about lip service. People know that. I'm very much what you see is what you get. If I don't like something, not that I focus on the negative, but I make that very clear if people ask me for my honest opinion about things, or I just don't give it energy. I just move on to the things that I do, in fact, like, and things that have, in fact, resonated with me. And that's across all specters of product goods, what I listen to in terms of YouTube videos. It's got to serve me and it's got to be advantageous and it's got to elevate my game. If it doesn't meet that criteria, I'm not at all interested. So when I received my starter kit that was shipped to me, when Diana and I had talked about, okay, let's, you make the informed decision. I don't need to sell it. I don't need to pitch it. It sells itself. And it's been doing that for many, many years, as Diana cited, 4 decades, coming upon 4 decades tomorrow officially. And, there's millions of people who buy into it, and there's repeat customers, and there's people who understand that there is also a way of life that's advantageous in terms of staying home. If you're already wanting to stay at home and you're already perhaps a single parent. I am a single parent. Unfortunately for me, I capitalized on a few other passions of mine that have taken off in terms of being able to monetize. But I'm always, as an entrepreneur, if you're really business oriented, you're looking for additional streams of income. But I don't get behind anything, again, that I don't endorse or hasn't shown or proven to have been of benefit, not only to myself, but to my children as well. So pretty excited when that starter kit landed on my front porch. It was like Christmas, and the kids are like, "What's that? What's that, Mommy?" So we opened up the box together and started to see all these goodies. And I thought, okay, well, what do we try first? And it's like, I want to get into everything. And so, of course, as you can see from some of the products here in the webinar, there's deodorant, there's toothpaste, there's drinks, there's vitamins, there's shampoo. And a few really speak to me in terms of what my personal favorites are. And one would be the vitamins, which I absolutely love. And then, of course, as Diana pointed out, there's a reason why this is the most popular, the flagship item, because I stick to the regimen of what's required, because what's the point otherwise? You're not going to reap the benefits or even know that the benefits are there to be reaped if you don't exercise discipline. And I'm a very disciplined, hardcore, in many cases, people have characterized me as obsessed. When I love something or I'm all in, I take it to that level. And for me, why wouldn't you? If something works, and if you're starting to see the residuals of the energy increase, which I have felt, and I'm a high energy person to begin with, but I'm always, for the fact of what I do for a living, and again, being a single mom, I'm always looking for anything that's safe, that's healthy, that is agreeable to my system, that offers a multitude of different benefits, not just the initial energy enhancer, which this is. I'm flying. Diana, I'm seriously, I'm flying. People know that about me. I mean, I've been listening back to some of the podcasts of guests that I've showcased, and it's like, I sound like I'm like talking so fast, but and I'm not completely mindful of that, because my energy is so accelerated. I'm talking faster. I'm navigating my day faster. Things that I thought I couldn't get through because I already had 5 or 6 key things I had to prioritize and get off my to-do list that day. I'm thinking, but I've got 3 or 4 other things that are just as equally important to me, and I can't disappoint people. I'm flying through it. It's like, okay, well, what else can I take on now? Like, I'm so ahead of myself. It's not even funny. It's like I'm in the Matrix or something. It's crazy. So I absolutely love the vitamins, as I mentioned. I love the shampoo. I love the lip balm. I mean, I love everything. I mean, the fact that I know that myself and my children are ingesting and consuming and utilizing products that are 96% effective. It is the real deal. And then you combine that with the long-standing history, you combine that with the business model, you combine that with the worldwide global testimonials, the repeat customers. I don't need to pitch it. Diana doesn't need to pitch it. I mean, the reason why we're doing this, and the reason why I'm so elated and excited and grateful in which to be able to have firsthand experience in which to do this webinar and to impart this information and to share this with you, is because, as I say, and I say it with everything that I believe in, if I've read a good book or I've downloaded a good YouTube video, I share things because people don't know what they don't know. And so who am I when I know that I'm deriving 100% benefit from this, and I see the ways in which, keeping in mind the mind, body, spirit, the ways in which it has impacted my life, my day-to-day life. And I am an off-the-hook busy person. Really, I used to say there's not enough hours in the day. Now I say there's not enough days in the week. And I'm jonesing to get up every single morning because I'm on fire. I absolutely love what I do. And now to know that this is part of how I start my day, and knowing that this is fuel that's going to take me throughout the course of what I need to achieve. I need to knock off my to-do list. I know it's going to make me more present and energetic for my children, because children are high wired. They have, and I've got 2, and I'm a single parent, so I've got competing needs with 2 children, 2 different genders, 2 different age groups, 2 developmental, cognitive, different levels. And it's like, I've got to be able to be on for both of them equally, as well as know that I've got to keep my tank filled and I'm not depleting myself, so that I'm no good or not effective to anyone or to anything that I claim to love, care about, or deem to be important or a priority in my life. And so I don't know what I would do without this now. It's like, once you've had a taste of something, once you've had the experience, the firsthand experience and insight of how something has ultimately shifted and transformed for you, there is no going back. Yeah. It would make completely no sense, no logical sense to go backwards and not have this be part of my day-to-day. Right. Like it would be so counterintuitive. Yeah. It's not even funny. And for people who understand what it is that I do for a living, and what my show is all about, and living fearlessly and all that other stuff, you got to walk the talk. I mean, if you're not the real deal, one, I'm not going to interview you. I'm not going to read your stuff. I'm not going to listen to your YouTube videos, and I'm certainly not going to promote you. And again, there's very few things that I endorse and I promote, but when I get absolutely 100% entrenched in something that I've reaped the benefits from, then what do? I pay it forward, and I am of service. I pay that information forward, because you don't know what you don't know. And I can't believe I didn't know, for as globally wide and used and utilized these products are. I can't believe, as an educated woman, which I consider myself to be, and somebody who does her homework and somebody who's always looking to find out what is out there, that I didn't come across this. And so as a smart woman who never came across this, more so the reason I cannot sit on this information. I cannot deny you or deprive you the opportunity to have the experience to make your own informed decision. I don't need to sell it. If you want, I don't need to sell it. It sells itself, and it's selling itself extremely well, because people understand the benefits of what it's doing for them and their family.
And that's why that is our flagship product. If you imagine $1.25 billion a year on the aloe vera drinks.
Wow.
It is by far, it's because it's this feedback. I feel the same. When you use our products, you feel and see the difference. So that's the aloe vera drink. A couple of other favorites. And in fact, Lisa referred to the aloe deodorant. It's aluminum free, so it's entirely safe to use. I know many people are aware of the issues around no aluminum. What country am I in? Not aluminium. Whoops. We'll have to edit that bit. We'll have to edit that. Aluminum. It's aluminum free. Gosh, I can't believe I said that. It's like it is. It's live TV. Here we go. It's aluminum free, so it's entirely safe to use. And that's one of the ones that Lisa mentioned. That's the aloe deodorant. We have aloe propolis cream. This is one of my favorites, and I know that skin conditions are on the rise. Dry skin conditions are, I think it's 1 in 3 people, 1 in 3 children are suffering with a dry skin condition. One of my children had one, and using the aloe propolis cream made a massive, in fact, it completely healed within 10 weeks of using it. Another product I want to mention that you see on the screen is our Argy.
Yes.
It's an L-arginine vitamin L-arginine based nutritional supplement. So it's a vitamin. It's a sachet. You mix it with water and you drink it. It is fantastic for enhancing better performance in your heart. So your heart works less hard when you're being physically active. So when you're going running, jogging, doing exercise, etc. But I want to actually toot Forever's horn for a minute, because this product has been endorsed and promoted by, get this, this is really off the wall, by the Nobel Prize winner of medicine, Dr. Murad. It's all over YouTube. You can Google it. And couple of big deals. Dr. Murad is a much elderly gentleman, and he has never worked with a commercial organization. And when Forever approached him about 8 years ago when they launched this product and asked his thoughts on what he thought about this product, and they did it under the radar, Dr. Murad said, my gosh, you've actually done it. You've actually produced a product that does the science I discovered and got the Nobel Prize for. Wow. And he said, I'm going to work with you for 2 reasons. A, because the product does what I discovered, and 2, because the core values of the company match mine, which is they're a philanthropic organization. And I share that story with you because, when you get somebody of that stature promoting and endorsing your products, you can't help but sit that bit taller, feel that bit prouder, and want to be part of something this amazing. It's a great example and starts to fill in a bit more detail about the commitment this company has to products. I did say to you, you'll not find this quality products anywhere else.
True.
And this is just another example. That's my Argy.
This is my children's favorite.
There you go. A lot of people are after a fluoride-free toothpaste. It's fluoride-free. It's aloe-based, so it's great for your gums and overall oral hygiene, but it's safe to use for children, babies, and adults. And there's a whole host of other products in the range. What you see here is just the top selling handful to give you a feel for what is in the range and who uses them. Well, you can see the products are suitable for everybody from nursery to nursing home. There's something here for absolutely everybody. They're so confident about the quality of their product. They back everything with a no quibble, no questions asked, 30-day money back guarantee. That means any of our customers can use our products on the last day of that 30 days if you didn't like it, if you feel you didn't get enough benefit. And you know what else? If you stood at your kitchen sink and emptied it down the kitchen sink, you could still take back the empty bottle and get your money back. Wow. You know what? Their returns rate is less than half of 1%. The products work. And that's why they're still growing. I said to you, there are 2 magic bullets to this company, and the products is one of them. This is why they're still growing, because you just cannot get this quality anywhere else. So take you through a little bit of an overview of the products. I just want to share with you a little bit about how the business model works, because this is where it gets really exciting. This is where I'm so privileged to show you how we're going to help you achieve those things that matter most to you that I asked you to think about when we got started on that first slide, whether it's lifestyle, pension, income, more time, new car, travel, etc. However you define peace of mind. We're going to use the Forever business model as a vehicle to help you achieve them. Let me show you how it works. They don't sell their products in stores. You've probably worked that out by now, which is why we're both sitting here sharing the information with you. And Forever chose not to distribute them through stores because stores require high investment. You have to buy stock, pay staff, it's long hours. And you know, people who run stores, the buck stops with them. They're working really long hours and there's no support. So Forever chose from the beginning the team marketing model. And that's because team marketing is very low investment. We don't carry any stock. In fact, we're sat here in the Forever Product Center in North York, Ontario, and it's closed now. And when Lisa arrived, she was a little bit anxious because she said to me, are we doing the webinar here or in another room? And I said, no, we're doing it here. She said, but the door hasn't stopped. People have been coming in and out every 10 seconds. I said,
we can't be interrupted.
She said, we can't do the webinar here. There's people coming in and out. We're going to be interrupted. I said, no, the product center will close but we'll start after the product center closes. You know, we don't carry any stock. You just get what you
last
need.
minute,
yes.
Somebody walked in and was like, okay.
We're starting live in a minute. You know, get your products.
Here's your hat. What's your hurry?
So we don't carry any stock. You just get what you need. We don't have any staff, and it's flexible or part-time. And I started this business around my young family. Lisa's wrapping it around her main niche. She's called herself a serial entrepreneur, and it fits in and around the time that you have. And the icing on the cake is you get full hands-on training and support. And this is just an example of the kind of support you're going to get. It's not just online. It's not just watching videos. You get full-on one-on-one support. Here are some of the benefits of working the Forever model. And I know that all of you on there, wherever you are around the world, you can read that a lot faster than I can go through them, okay? A couple of the key ones for me is number one is that people trust personal recommendation. Yes. Lisa's a great example. She's talked about things she's passionate about. It is no different than going to the movies, no different to buying a pair of yoga pants. It's no different to buying a different flavor of milkshake. You know, if you enjoy something, you naturally talk to people about it because you're passionate and you want to share it with people that you care about. And that's how we market our products. It's all through word of mouth. So if you imagine last year, in their 40th year of business, they did $2.5 billion sales, all through people talking to each other. Isn't that incredible?
Well, this is how it came full circle for us, right?
It's incredible. So it's all done through personal recommendation. Personal development is second to none. This is I believe, and I love to describe it, this is a business where actually we grow people because you're going to get one-on-one coaching and mentoring. We're going to really focus on helping you develop So helping you to create both a personal development plan as well as a business development plan. So you achieve the things that are right for you, but you become the best version of you in the process. I'm also going to show you the next couple of pages how we're going to move you away from the 9-to-5 job predicament, which is you work 40 hours a week and you get 40 hours pay. Some people are working 50 or 60 hours a week and still getting 30 or 40 hours pay. I'm going to show you how you can get a high return for that time investment. And this is all on a foundation of a company that's been built on solid ethics and values. So you're probably thinking, what do we do? Well, what do we do is, listen, by the way, I've just seen a couple of questions come up, and I should have said it at the end of the products, but we were getting so excited, I didn't even look at the question box. Sorry. So some of you are saying, right, I want to find out more already. So for those of you who have already put in the question box, you want to find out more, don't worry. Between Lisa and I, we're going to circle back with you. It does record that. So if you've got questions already on the products, you want to find out more about the products already, or you already want to find out more about the opportunity, if you haven't popped a question in your question box, can you do that before we finish? Because it's the fastest way for us to get back to you. So just find your question, just pop it in there. Let us know what you want to find out more about, the products, the opportunity, or actually both. And between Lisa and I, will make sure we come back to you. So I just wanted to say that because the question thing was coming up again. So
I was hoping you noticed that because I kept seeing that.
Okay. You're thinking, what's that? What's going on? Should you say something about that? Okay, so this is what we do, and it is really, really simple. And it's important that we keep it simple so that anybody can do it. I keep saying to you, I'm an ordinary person. I was a mom at home. I just wanted to raise my kids. I want to be able to give them a better start in life. And doesn't every parent want that?
Yes.
So all we do is we use the products. So instead of buying your products from your local grocery store or your local pharmacy, you now buy these products, because if you're using these products, you'll fall in love with them and you will naturally have conversations with people. And through having conversations and recommending them, you'll develop 20 regular customers. And I'm going to emphasize that. We say regular customers because you can't get this quality of product anywhere else. So your customers are going to come back month in, month out. Some of my customers have been with me 10, 11, 12, 13 years.
Well, it makes sense.
Incredible. If you're excited about the products, you'll be excited like Lisa is, like I am, about sharing the opportunity, because you'll want to help those people around you achieve the things that matter most to them. And all we're going to do is coach them to do exactly the same thing. Swap where they're doing their shopping, use these products, fall in love with them, chat to people, develop and look after some customers, and share the opportunity and coach them to do the same. Let me show you the three main opportunities. And the first one couldn't be any simpler. If you're looking to earn $200 to $400 a month, again, all you do is you swap where you're doing your shopping, stop buying your products from the grocery store or the local pharmacy, and start using these much better quality products and fall in love with them and just chat to people about them. And when you've developed about 20 regular repeat customers, you'll be earning a very part-time income of about $200 to $400 a month. Now, you know, $400 a month might not seem a lot when you just look at it like that. But you know what? That's $5,000 a year. And I bet everybody listening here, or most people who've logged in today, or if you went into your boss's office on Monday morning and said, hey, I like a £5,000 a year pay increase, I think you'd be laughed at.
You would.
I think you'd be shown the door. And yet, with just literally very, very a little bit of time, just through chatting to people, you can easily supplement your income with an extra $5,000 a year by just swapping where you're doing your shopping and sharing these amazing products. The second opportunity are people looking for a bit more. And again, it comes back to what is important to you. And if you think about that first slide, you know, what are your priorities the next few years? What extra income would make that difference, would build that for you? Because if you're excited about the products, as Lisa and I connected, you'll be excited about sharing the opportunity. So you'll develop a very small team and coach them to do the same. And as that team grows, of course, your income is going to grow. And how that income works is the company's going to pay you directly, so no money or product changes hands between any of us. The company pays you directly a percentage of all the activity that is being achieved through your whole team. So in a very small team, that part-time income is about $600 a month. And as that grows to about 15, 25 people in your team, it's about $2,000 a month part-time. And Lisa, I know that you know that there are people working full-time jobs
who don't make that, will never make that,
who don't earn $2,000 a month,
and don't even have the benefit of this to keep them going and sustain them while they're so committed to working that silly job for those hours.
Yeah. So you can do that part-time. Now, if you're excited and you want to have a bigger role in the organization and want to help more people, well, you evolve into what we call a business developer. There will always be in a group of people, 1 or 2 or 3 or 4, who want to do more, be more, achieve more. And now what we're doing is helping them to become business leaders. So you're coaching and mentoring leaders now. Essentially, you're helping people develop a $2,000 a month income in themselves. And the more people you develop and help achieve their potential, the more you develop along the career plan. For me, I was looking at this. I wanted that $2,000 a month part-time. But what I found was there were so many people around me who also wanted that, that I've achieved this level and more. And it's just through helping other people. So you can see, it's what Lisa calls all the time. It's win, 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 win. Everybody benefits. Everybody does. The customer who's using the products, the person who's sharing the products with them, the company's benefiting, everybody benefits. It's win, 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 win. For everybody. Consistently. If that wasn't generous enough, I want to show you how the company reward their achievers. They have 3 very exciting reward programs. The first one is Chairman's Bonus. It works like a profit sharing program. And first-time qualifiers will get an end-of-year bonus of maybe $2,000 or $3,000. My first time I qualified was in my 3rd year. And my end-of-year, first-time end-of-year bonus was actually $13,000. Now, I was at home with a 3-year-old and a new baby. And to get an end-of-year bonus of $13,000, I was blown away. I thought,
when you're only doing what you love and what you believe in to begin with,
and helping people,
being rewarded for it. This is why I love this company. You know, I love the mindset, I love the attitude, I love the paying it forward and the giving it back. It's not what can Diana do to make, you know, off Diana's back and hard work and connections and everything to make us still. No, it's about we're sharing the wealth, we're sharing the product, we're sharing the benefit, the health, incentives, everything. So it is win-win.
And you know, and hey, by the way, if you're thinking, well, 3 years is a long time to qualify for a chairman's bonus check, I need to put that in perspective because that was 16 years ago. Yes. 16 years ago, we didn't have the technology to do what we're doing now. There was no social media, there were no smartphones, there was no, you know, it was really done proper legwork and word of mouth. So things happen much quicker today. So you can achieve chairman's bonus in your first year. And the more people you help in your team to achieve chairman's bonus, the more you're both going to be rewarded with at the end of the year. There's also what's called the Forever to Drive program. It's a car plan. I always giggle though, Lisa, because you don't actually get a car. You get the money. You get the money. You can do whatever you want with it. It's an extra $9,600. The company, it's really important. Remember I talked about the culture. It's really important that the company know that you feel appreciated and valued for your contribution. This is one of the ways that they do it. And they also offer 2 global travel incentives. So for those of you who at the beginning said, yeah, I want to travel the world. I said, I want to travel the world.
And that's what you do.
And that's what I do.
You got back, was it Canary Islands?
Or to the Canary Islands, yes. So in the Canary Islands, I was back in the UK for 6 days and I hopped on a plane here. I got here Thursday night and Monday I'm off to Dallas for a week.
This is your life.
And
If you want it to be.
If you want it to be.
If
you don't want to travel, you don't have to. It's not mandatory.
But for the people who love to travel and interface with their tribe, tribe.
It's awesome.
It is.
Do you know, Forever offered 2 global travel incentives a year. So this trip to Dallas is all paid for. It's all expenses paid. It's 5-star accommodation. We get a debit card, which is preloaded with your spending money, anywhere from $500 to $3,000. It's for you plus one. I was 22 years old the first time I got on a plane. It never even entered my universe that somebody like me from what I call Nowhereville would travel the world. And with this company, I have traveled the world, literally Thailand, Hong Kong, South Africa, Singapore, Denmark, Stockholm, Norway, Italy, France, Spain, right across North America.
I know planning our meetings together has been a bit of a challenge.
It has been. I've had 30
Not
trips.
because of my crazy schedule, but because of hers.
30 global trips. And and I've built my business from my kitchen table around my growing boys.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you're thinking, okay, you're really confident, Diana. Yes, I am. I am today. But I've had 16 years of coaching and mentoring, people helping me to develop.
Mm-hmm.
And these incentives are not for all the superstars, for people who've been around 15 or 20 years. You'll be on that $2,000 a month part-time level when you're qualifying for the reward program. That is what is exciting, because if you want to carry on working part-time, you can, and you'll still get all the rewards. Do you know, Lisa, most people work their whole careers. I watched my parents work their entire careers. They were never given a car program or a free trip or extra check at the end of the year. It's ordinary people achieving extraordinary lifestyles. So,
can I just quickly say
yeah, you can.
So, and I think too, going back to the confidence factor, I think, what develops confidence, I mean, who doesn't exude confidence when they're talking specifically about something that they're fired up on?
It's from here.
Right? There's a lot of introverts out there. There's ambiverts. We're all on the different social sector of where we fit comfortably in terms of interfacing with people, communicating, articulating our ideas, sharing. And what I've noticed, even with some, because I've got friends from all sectors of life with different interpersonal type skills, strengths, comfort levels, and even my friends who are introverts, wow, when they believe in something, do they light up? You can't shut them up.
You can't, you're right.
Recognize you. I don't even recognize you. You never talk about anything else. So this is what boosts and enhances confidence too. Don't let that deter you. Don't let that distract you. Don't let that impede your ability. Because I'm telling you, once you have the opportunity, like myself, to receive the starter kit and to test things out, make your own informed decision, be a discerning consumer, which I am. I do my homework on everything. When something just takes off for you, or you really reap the benefits, you can't shut up about it, whether we're talking about this or anything else that you've come into contact with that you have referred to other people. And this is really just about sharing the wealth, and to me, it's due diligence. So that's my responsibility.
And right on cue, to help you, most people who get started with Forever are very new to this way of working and are very new to these products. I'd never come across anything like this before. Lisa's new to this way of working. So the company appreciates the training and support, and the mentorship is a really important ingredient to helping you achieve those things that matter most to you. And here are just some of the things that are in place. All the training is in place, and with technology today, wow, you're able to access some pretty amazing people to help you on your journey. All the tools are in place, all the websites, everything is in place. But more importantly, you get to work with Lisa and myself, actually. You'll get the combined, you'll get the combined skill set. And we do share the sense of humor. So listen, you guys, you have to bring your sense of humor, okay? You'll get the combined support of our complementary skills and experience. You couldn't wish for a better
Duo.
coach and mentor set, I'm going to call this,
Really?
or duo,
Truly.
to help you achieve those things that matter most to you. But this is why Forever has had all those awards and recognitions from industry, because they walk the talk. Remember, we've heard many times already, it's about people first. So everything is in place. So yes, you are going to be in business for yourself, but you are never ever by yourself.
I can attest to that. You've been a real guardian angel for me, so
Thank you.
I mean, who else can hop on a plane, come from the UK here after just coming back from a trip to Canary Islands? This is what the lifestyle, but I mean, to build a lifestyle around something that you would use regardless of all the
Yes.
perks, I mean, seriously, it's like you're already this is the gift in itself. But then to know that by being introduced to this and knowing how this has enhanced every other aspect of your life in terms of mind, body, spirit, you get rewarded for that too. Isn't the reward having better health, better sleep, better mind functioning, clarity? Isn't that the gift? But the fact that it gets taken to the next level, and Diana gets to go traveling and interface with people because she's sharing the wealth, because people don't know what they don't know, which is why I'm so grateful you reached out to me over on LinkedIn. This has been a true game changer for me. But then you get rewarded for something that's already of benefit to you. I mean,
you're right.
Where else does that happen?
You're right.
Really, where
You're
else
right.
does that happen?
So if you're thinking, well, hang on a second, it's all sounding too good to be true, or what's the catch? Well, listen, you know, time with anything you're going to do, whether you're going to learn a new language, take on a new sport, or a new hobby, time and effort is required. And I have an incredible lifestyle today, but I've put time and effort in. Lisa is a serial entrepreneur. She puts time and effort into her initiatives. You'll get out of this business what you put into it. You will need to learn some new skills, take on board some new ideas, but you're going to be part of an incredible team and will hold your hand every step of the way. So I know as we've gone through, more and more people have put in their question box. So what happens next? We've taken you through an overview. We've shared a little bit about the products. We've shared a little bit about the amazing business model, which is supported by the company culture and the focus on really helping you achieve what's important to you. And if you think about what next, well, I have a question for you. You know, if what you're doing now isn't helping you achieve those priorities, then it's probably time to make a change. And if you want to find out more, again, either about the products or the income opportunity or both, if you haven't already, pop it in the question box. It's the fastest way for Lisa and I to get back to. If you are watching the recording, then of course you'll be watching it through Lisa's links. You know how to get hold of Lisa. Message Lisa and you'll connect with us via Lisa. So if you're live today in the question box, if you're watching the recording, you know how to get hold of Lisa and we'll support you. I want to thank you for your time and attention. I know for me that 16 and a half years on, when I look at where my life could have been had I not taken that leap of faith, I'd be, I don't even want it doesn't bear thinking about. And yes, I live an incredible life, but it's all come from helping other people achieve and live incredible lifestyles. And that's the bit that I am most proud of, to know that I've had a little hand to play and really helping other people smile. So the next step is to get back to us. We'll check in with you, we'll talk you through the products, talk you through about how you can get started. And I know I'm going to pass you back to Lisa, really just for the last few words. Okay, Lisa?
Yeah, I just really want to say, people who, again, I'm very grateful for your following with other aspects of what it is I do for a living. But I mean, I say very few things repeatedly, because how do we retain information? Repetition, repetition, repetition. So the one thing I'm going to say, I say it all along, it's my signature kind of catchphrase: be your own hero, be your own shero, be your own leader, be your own best friend. If you value yourself, if you value your own energy, if you value the role and the priority you are to other people in your life, particularly as a parent, and many of us here are, never mind the fact I fall into the 50% demographic of being a single parent, so I'm expected to do more with less every single day. And in order to maintain that, and do it in such a way that I'm not just dragging through each day. I'm not just, when are the kids going to go to bed, because I am so exhausted right now and I've got to do this all over again. Fortunately for me, my mindset is such that I won't dedicate any of my time or energy to anything that doesn't uplift me, grow me, expand me, enrich me, empower me. So if I'm going to be tired, I'm going to be tired based on doing the things I absolutely love, because I am human. I'm not going to pretend that I still don't get tired. But in terms of my work day and how much more I'm able to compact in that, and how much I'm able to deliver of myself to other people, my children included, in the morning routine, and then of course after school pickup and on the weekends where it's my weekends to have with them, we are go, go, go gangbusters. And so I've noticed it in them, because again, this has been introduced to the whole family. I'm not just speaking for myself. I don't get behind anything that I don't endorse or agree with as being of equal benefit to my children. And I'm like that. You're not good enough to be in my life unless you're good enough to be in my children's life. That is my barometer for who fits into my life, whether you're a human being, a partner, a friend, a co-worker, whatever the case may be. My children, for what they mean to me in my life, that's my barometer. You're in with them based on who you are and your quality, and I like your decision making and I respect your values. Doesn't mean that we have to be clones of each other. Doesn't mean that we have to be on the same page with every aspect. But if you're a good quality person and you're empowered and you believe in kindness and all of that, and you fit into my life, hey, we're good to go. We're good to go. And so because I do, again, I feel it's my due diligence, and I've said this long before I ever met Diana. I've said this long before I was ever introduced and had the benefit and reaped the benefits of these products. I have always said it is my inherent responsibility to pay it forward and to be of service and to share the wealth. And people do not know what they do not know. So if I know that I can be healthier, if I know that I can be of clear, better sound mind and judgment, and have more energy and be more accountable, and really love my life. It's not just about surviving, people, it's about thriving and flourishing. And again, you don't know what you don't know. So I get messaged all the time since I've done that live stream, Diana. People are like, Lisa, like, what is going on for you? Like your updates, your exponential growth, your momentum. But it's not so much about what it is I'm talking about, or the new development or the so-called new accolade or the new partnership that promotes anything. It's about, in order to be able to execute and be a top tier executor and producer all the time, that stems from fundamental core energy. That comes from clarity. That comes from aligning with the right people. I do not believe in coincidences. People, I've been saying that for years. I've used all my social media platforms and my 2 global radio podcasting platforms, and I have said that consistently. You coming into my life, wow. Because Diana, I can't now imagine what it would be like for my family to not have this.
Yep.
And as somebody who's committed to my own growth, you need some help along the way, and I will not go the route of the energy drinks that are going to give me heart palpitations and make it cause me insomnia and all that other stuff. So, I mean, for many reasons, I'm grateful to you. I mean, this is going to be a lifelong partnership, friendship. I know that.
Likewise.
Totally respect you. I totally love what you've done, and knowing that came because you were motivated to do what was in the best interest of your children in your position. You wanted to be present, you wanted to be accessible, but you also knew you had a lot to bring to the table, and you knew you had a lot to offer. And so as a result of you being the guinea pig once upon a time like I was, it was like, wow, I got to share this with people.
Yeah.
Right? I got to share this with people. You can't sit on stuff, people. Right? So I want to say thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much for everything. Honestly,
I've had a great time today, and I look forward to, with Lisa, connecting with all of you. So I will just hang on 1 more minute before we close off. For those of you who are on live, just to pop in the question box that yes, you do want us to check in with you, either about the products or the lifestyle opportunity, earning a part-time income. And between Lisa and I, we will get back to you. And if you're watching the recording, you already know how to get hold of Lisa. So thank you, everybody.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
I look forward to celebrating with you. Thank you.
Thank you. Take care. Love and gratitude.